Good morning, everybody. Good morning, London. How are we all doing? Caffeinated? Yeah, good. I think I need to top up my levels. They're running a little bit low. My name is Rochelle. Noel.
My name is Scott.
I suppose I'll give my full name. I'm a sales engineer here at Jamf.
And I'm Scott. I'm a senior systems engineer here at Jamf. And today we're going to take you through what's new. And I know with a title like that, you think, why do we need an agenda? But we are going to change things up a little here. So we're just going to recap some highlights that we've released over the last 12 to 18 months. And then we're going to spend a day in the life of an admin. And we are going to be a little bit risky. We're going to do some live demos. So yeah, there we go. That's it. So some of the room want us to fail. Some of us are excited. That's good. But no, yeah. So we're going to spend a day in the life. And then finally, to wrap it up, you don't need to take notes throughout this. You don't need to record it. Don't worry. There will be a resources page at the end that you'll get access to. That sound good to everybody? Yeah. Oh, let's try that again. Does that sound good to everybody? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Perfect. So we have been busy, haven't we, Rochelle?
We have indeed. Now, as you can see, and this is just to name a few of those little things that we've mentioned or brought out in the last 12 to 18 months. As you can see, dark mode. We heard you. Oh, was that a little clap? Good. Reading all those comments, finally with you. You can live in your dark space vibe. I don't know, man cave. I don't know what we've got going on. But we also have some other bits and pieces that we have brought out. We're not going to touch on it today, but Ollie and Elmo will be diving a little bit deeper with their tips and tricks session. So if you want to know what our Jamf Pro tips are, check them out. They're going to be in here at 4:45. I believe there might be alcohol being served at that point. So feel free, come in. It's going to be a chilled environment. Make some notes, take some things home with you for sure. So, as I say, dark mode, everyone's going to be happy with all the bits and pieces that we've added in. Now, like with everything we have in Jamf, we are Apple first, Apple best. So welcome, Vision OS. Another little clap, good. What we're going to be seeing, I'm hoping, is that your organizations are already going to have their POs on standby, ready to press send for when Vision Pro lands on our glorious shores, which Apple have said that it's going to be rather soon. So maybe next year, I'll be seeing a face or a whole crowd of Vision Pros staring back at me. Not too sure how I feel about it, but we'll see. I'll deal with it. By next year, I'll get used to that vibe. Now, with Vision OS, what we have is we're utilizing that trusted access message. So what Michael kind of went through with trusted access. So Jamf Pro, looking at account-driven device enrollment. We'll be going through that in a second, so don't worry, a little tease for you. And Protect, we're still going to be potentially susceptible to phishing attacks, so we've got you covered there, as well as Jamf Connect, looking at safe and secure access into your resources. So we're trying to look at it from that holistic approach to manage and secure your devices, all of your devices, and living in a happy and delightful Apple world.
But that's not all. We have also just recently, I think as of last week, if I've got my dates correct, announced Jamf Pro 11.6, and we also now support Apple Watch with that as well. So if your users and organizations are utilizing Apple Watch, we can now get that enrolled into Jamf Pro, which is awesome. Again, we have lots of commands available to that as well. But just to call a few things out, the enrollment process obviously starts on the iPhone. So if a watch is already paired with an iPhone, think about how you're going to work with that with your users. But again, the most important part is it's using Apple's Declarative Device Management, or DDM. So again, if you haven't got on board with that yet, definitely look into that because you will need that for Apple Watch. We already support it on iOS and macOS today. So what can we do once it's enrolled? Well, we have a lot of management capabilities, as you would expect. We have our MDM commands, we've got our configuration profiles, and most importantly, for a lot of organizations, we have our inventory workflows and our searches. So again, you can do things like erase devices, lock devices, or unmanage them from the commands. Configuration profiles, we can now make sure that these meet the security requirements like our other devices do, so we can set passcode requirements, and we can also do 802.1x certificate profiles as well with that, which is great. And then finally, the most important thing, because it is a little bit of a different device, Apple Watch, the reporting as well. As you can see here on screen, you'll see that you now have a paired devices section, which you'll be able to see which iPhone is paired with which watch, or you can see which watch is paired with which iPhone. So again, you'll have that to report on and run searches, which is awesome. So this is where we're going to jump in and do some live stuff now. Okay. So everybody pumped for it? Everybody
Getting
excited?
ready. Should I do some lunges or something? I don't know.
Yeah. So admins in the room, put your hands up. We got any IT admin. It doesn't have to be a Jamf admin. You could be a security admin. Keep going to the back. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, great. OK, so we've got some admins here, right? What we get asked quite a lot at Jamf is I've either moved to a new organization or I'm maybe stepping into the Jamf admin role, or it's my first time managing Macs or iPhones, iPads. Where do I begin? And it sounds kind of obvious, right? But the first place to begin is just enroll a device. See what the end user sees. Be the end user. Because something is called something in Jamf, like a policy, you know, install Google Chrome, doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to install Google Chrome. So, you know, run that. See what it looks like on your end user's devices. The most important part is we want to start with enrollment. And I'm sure you're all good at doing that today. You've potentially got Apple Business Manager, automated device enrollment, but there are also some new workflows as well that are now supported through Apple's frameworks. One of these being account-driven device enrollment. So if none of you have heard about that, don't worry. We're going to show you live here. So again, depending on how you enroll, this may look very, very different. So as you can see, Rochelle is going to System Settings. I didn't call it System Preferences, so that's a good start. So she's went to System Settings, and she's went to the Profiles page, and she is signing in with a managed Apple ID. And again, this managed Apple ID is federated with our email domain as well. So you can see there for the end user that
I've got too many emails in my head.
So you can see for the end user that it will be a seamless process if they remember their password. Obviously, we can do a lot, but still got to rely on the end user for that. But yeah, so Rochelle here is going to sign in, and you'll notice that this process is going to do a lot of the work for her. So we don't need to send an enrollment invitation. We don't need to send to a URL, to a page. Because we're using managed Apple IDs, account-driven device enrollment, and service discovery, it's going to present all that for Rochelle. So you can see here that she's just getting guided through that process. So it's really slick. Again, she doesn't need to wipe the device. She doesn't need to do anything for it. She's already set it up. We've got it there. It's going to prompt her to install that management profile, as it would with any enrollment type. And once that's done, she's now enrolled. And it was simple as that. Again, for the end user, really slick, really seamless. And for us, it's kind of nice, easy. It's one account, and it'll do all the process for us. So in a couple of minutes, those profiles are going to come down, and we'll see that device is now enrolled in Jamf. I may need to do that Steve Jobs thing and say, can everyone get off the Wi-Fi? Is that kind of the thing? But it'll take a couple of minutes, and there we go. So now we are enrolled, we can start to configure that machine and see what's going to run on it. But just before we do, I just want to call out, again, a few more things about that, because it is definitely a new type of enrollment, and there are some requirements there. So most importantly, as you've seen, it did sign Rochelle into iCloud there. So what you have with this process is you have the option to have both a personal Apple ID and a work managed Apple ID on that device. And you can have the separate data. And through Jamf, we could manage that content as well. So the work and the personal data can't be shared between one another. So it can do that if you want. And again, nice part is that it will keep it private for the user as well. So if they are worried about enrolling their machine, this will keep their data, and work data, which is nice. So although we showed this on macOS today, we actually also support it for iOS and iPadOS, and we have done since iOS 17 and Jamf Pro 11. So not only available on macOS, but also on iOS and iPadOS as well. So think about those devices that you may have out there that you might want to enroll in this method as well. Perfect.
So I think some people are trying to sabotage us. It's slowly coming down. I see it being populated. I've got my eyes on you guys. So what we've seen is maybe a few tears, maybe people going, hey, they've taken away my lovely Jamf admin. Well, don't worry. We take away with one hand, but we give you 3 other things with another. And welcome to our Jamf Pro admin tools. As you can see, we've got Jamf Sync, essentially a replacement for Jamf admin. Printer Manager, If I have to explain Printer Manager, it does exactly what it says on the tin. And then Jamf Actions, which is an amazing new functionality integrating with Apple shortcuts for Mac OS. Now, these can all be found on your concepts page, so don't worry, we'll give you the resources at the end. It's good to kind of keep your eye on that concepts page, because you never know when we are releasing some other cool tools ready for you to use. So yeah, check out our new Jamf Pro admin tools.
So as Rochelle said, Jamf admin has gone away, but don't worry, we've also done a lot of work in Jamf Pro 11 to make sure that we can do a lot of those Jamf admin features through the GUI. So when Rochelle goes to Jamf Pro, and there we go, she doesn't need to remember her password this time, so we're a good start.
Hey, is this going to be a running thing?
And if she goes to the packages section here, we've been doing a lot of work on the GUI and also the back end as well. So we now have Jamf Cloud Distribution Service 2.0, which I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for. Rochelle can take her awesome package files here, or fantastic package files, and start to upload them. And the nice part is she can start and go do other things while that's uploaded in the background as well. So no longer do we need to sit and hold there. Also, if she wanted to, she's really eager beaver, she can go and upload another package as well on top of that. We also have some other options there now, like an export and a download. So you can export a list of what packages you have, and you can also download them as well. So a lot of that has been updated from Jamf Admin into the GUI. So again, you can either use some of our sync tools or our admin GUI packages as well here. But also good news, which I know a lot of people have been waiting for, is now we have
it. So we've given you that beautiful, wonderful, sexy GUI. I mean, yes, I know. But we've also given you some more. So we've given you some APIs as well. So, you've got your post, your put, your get, and your delete. So, I don't know, if you've got a spare Friday night, you want to sort of maybe recreate that Jamf admin process, you have the tools at your fingertips to do so. So, maybe this weekend, who wants to sunbathe? Not me. So check it out when you get a chance. It's a really, really cool addition into Jamf Pro.
Okay, so talking of packages and apps, we've also made a lot of updates to Jamf App Catalog and Jamf App Installers. So for anyone that doesn't know what Jamf App Installers is, it's where we will host apps on your behalf so you can instantly deploy them and automatically keep them updated on your end user devices. So you can see here, Rochelle wants to check out some Jamf stuff, so she's installed Jamf Check. And again, this is coming through our app installer page, so I don't need to worry about it. Rochelle can download it, and then it will automatically keep it up to date for me on the back end. So you see there, in a matter of moments, she's now got Jamf Check up and running. And again, like I say, in the background, that will update for me. Recently, in Jamf Pro 11.3, we added notifications. So just like your patch management, if a new title is released or a new version, you can be notified in the console of that, which is quite a good one, especially for things potentially like Chrome that gets updated every other hour. And 11.4, you also have notifications, so you can set global notifications so that every time a user installs an app, the same notification profile goes down for updates and delaying those updates and countdown deferrals, etc. with that.
But not only that, we've also added what I think is quite a cool tool. So if, say, you're living your happy life as a Jamf IT admin, no one's reached out to you, there's been no tickets. Is that ever a day in our life? Not too sure. All the applications are running on a version. They're happy, but a new version has become available. What we have added into app installers is the ability to hold your fleet on a specific version. So maybe version 5, right? Everyone's not reaching out to you, they're happy, stable, right? Living happily. What we have is you've got version 6 coming out. What you can do is build out an update ring. So you can have your test devices in a smart group. You can then maybe test out 6. There might be some red tapes for approvals. With Sequoia coming down the road, you might want to sort of really look into utilizing this and what that looks like from your fleet going forward. Once you're happy, once you've got the green light, thumbs up, essentially you can push your whole fleet back to that automatic cadence, and they can pick up that new sort of version updating. So it's a really handy tool to make sure that we're reducing the IT tickets coming in. Everyone has that seamless sort of like end user experience where they're running happily. And it's a really sort of nice addition into app installers for sure.
Perfect. So along with that, now that we've got our Jamf check installed, we're enrolled, we're all going fine. I'm a bit of a clever user, so I want to do a few more things on my device, but when I enrolled, I was not an admin, I got demoted. So we could now do some privilege elevation through Jamf Connect. So again, you may have users who need to install things like developer tools, maybe Homebrew or such. Or you may just have a user who's working from home and wants to install a printer driver on their Mac. Then they may need admin access to do that if it's not available in self-service. So as you can see, Rochelle here went to the menu bar, and she is going to request some admin privileges straight from the menu bar. So again, this is set up by IT in the configuration profile, so that Rochelle can automatically promote her account.
I've done it again.
And elevate
I did it on purpose, honest.
when she remembers her password.
It's just a random 2.
And again, like that, what I've done is the admins. I said, that's great, I'm going to give you admin privileges, but I just want to verify it's you first. So I don't want little Jimmy, walking up to mum's laptop and maybe, doing something nefarious on it, because it's always the kids. They're so smart these days. So now Rochelle has got options here, and obviously, Rochelle being Rochelle, she wants to take over the world.
Absolutely.
So again, these are completely customizable, as you can see here. So I've set it that Rochelle can take over the world, and when she hits continue, that will grant her admin privileges. And she can see that, she gets a notification, but there is also the timer in the top corner as well in the menu bar. So it will let her know that she has a certain number of minutes left on admin privileges. She also, if she wants, she has the option in the menu bar again to click that and end admin privileges early. She's not going to do that right now, but you can see there that we give the user the option, and after that time, we will also demote them, and they will get a notification to say that they are demoted. So really nice, slick, easy feature, but completely controlled by IT. The most important part is we can also link into your identity provider, like Jamf Connect does, to verify that the user is who they say they are before they elevate.
Yeah, it's a really great tool because, I work in WeWork. I can maybe go for a coffee. So if I'm leaving my device, maybe I'm a little bit naughty, someone might be able to sort of go through it. So that reauth is a really handy tool. And it's something that we've heard that you guys really want to have as well. So it can be a really useful scenario. What we can also do is integrate with your Enter ID groups. So maybe your default is a 10-minute, right? So they're just going to have 10 minutes to do taking over the world. I might need a little bit longer, one Mac at a time. So I'm part of a development group. So therefore, I can then basically get 30 minutes because that's what we've configured on the back end. So it's, again, trying to make the end user's life as seamless as possible. You can then set and forget and ensure that the end user's getting what they need as well. It is a native solution as well, so no third-party tools. If anyone is from finance here, no more money. It's fine. We've got you covered. So hopefully there'll be some smiles from that point of view as well. So yeah, a really, really handy tool to have in your tool belt for sure.
Great. So Rochelle obviously wanted to take over the world, and she's going to be a little bit nefarious. She knows that Jamf Protect is there running in the background, monitoring those admin escalations and privilege elevation, and also we've got some telemetry running in the background. So Rochelle's like, now I'm admin, I'm going to go delete that so that I don't get any of that logging, and I can go be really nefarious without getting notified. You can see here, she's tried to move the application to the bin, and she gets a warning to say, no can do. Again, we now have tamper prevention turned on, so the app cannot be removed. Rochelle's a little bit smarter than that, though, so although she does forget her password, she does know how to RF some files on her machine.
You've got to choose your strengths, right?
So Rochelle here, as you can see, is going to try and RF that, and again, we're not going to play any tricks here, so she's going to drag that straight in so you can see it happening live. And again, because she's elevated, she will also be part of the sudoers file now, so she can do this, and you will see here that even if she tries to do that via terminal, she also gets operation not permitted. So again, our tools can stay on that machine constantly. So even although Rochelle is now admin, we can constantly monitor what she's doing through our telemetry process as well on that machine, which is great. So again, we trust Rochelle. We'll still monitor though, just in case, just in case. You did select take over the world, so that's...
I've got the Pinky in the Brain theme tune running in my head. Now, tamper prevention is a really easy thing to enable. So within your Jamf Protect, within your plans, there's just a little toggle to block and report. You don't need to redeploy. Once you've essentially tapped that button, it's then going to be delivered to device. So the end user doesn't even need to know about it. They don't need to have any end user interaction, which is kind of really what security tools should be like, right? It should be seamless, that kind of delivery to the end user. And then obviously you can get that reporting back into the Protect as well.
That's not all we've been doing with Protect, though. We are very much aware that a lot more of you are also cross-pollinating with security teams, or maybe security is trying to get their elbows into some Jamf stuff as well. Or you're working together in harmony. I'm sure that is what you're doing, in peaceful harmony. There's no fights going on there internally. And you may have to set some benchmarks on your machine, maybe following some CIS level 1 or level 2 benchmarks or other ones that are out there. Within Jamf Protect, we now have the compliance baseline section. So we have completely reorganized this dashboard here. So it's a little bit small on that screen, but we can show you one live. But you can see here, we give you a lot of different information now. You can drill down into specific benchmarks to monitor them. You can get an overall score of your fleet, and it will also adapt to you on month-by-month changes. So it'll let you know how you've progressed over each month to say your fleet is now X more compliant, or it's maybe not so compliant as it was last month. You might want to go investigate that. So we can update this dashboard for you automatically, and this will run in the background on the user's machines without you having to do anything. So I did promise that we would go in and have a look at a live one. So we can see here that Rochelle is just loading that. And again, oh, here we go, password time, password time.
It's trying to sabotage me, or I'm sabotaging myself, I'm not too sure. But, we're keeping secure, it's logging itself out.
Very true, very true.
Right,
so once Rochelle's logged in, there we go, she's remembered her password, we're all good. And she will get to the compliance dashboard. So we're doing pretty good here. We're at 81.8%. That's pretty decent. And again, you can see that Rochelle is monitoring a lot of different CIS benchmarks here. Looks like she's going to go for airdrop. So again, I think that is 2.3.1.1 if my CIS benchmark.
Just rattle that off.
Yeah, there you go. So I love a good CIS benchmark, I do. But yeah, so you can see here that Rochelle's machine is not compliant with that airdrop disabled feature.
No,
so again, she's just enrolled. So we've notified her that you've got 30 days to become compliant. If you want to make yourself compliant earlier, we do have a policy in self-service. So you can see here that Rochelle, right now, can change her airdrop status. She can put it to everyone or contacts only. She has the option to do that now. But like I say, we need to just make her a little bit more compliant with what security are asking us to do. So as I said, I've notified Rochelle to say you're not compliant. We do have a policy in self-service where it will enable this for you. So if you do want to get compliant early, you can do that. And Rochelle is going to install this. And in a couple of moments, with the Wi-Fi being well, there we go, instant. There we go. So you can see that something has worked. The dock removed itself and came back again. And if Rochelle goes back into system settings, what you will see is that now, when she looks for airdrop, it should be grayed out. So there we are. Now Rochelle can't change that. And it's also quite important that we're notifying the user as well. So the user will get to see that this is being managed. So it's not just like this feature was working, now it's not working, call the help desk. They're going to be notified that this is actually being managed by IT, which is a good thing. Again, user is aware, the user knows why it's happening, which is the most important thing. So with that being done now, Rochelle is now a little bit more compliant with our 2.3.1.1 benchmark. I'm going to keep saying that because it took me a long while to memorize it. So yeah,
it's the only one he knows, so don't quiz him later.
And if Rochelle goes back to our compliance dashboard, what we should hopefully see is that there we are. We're now at 82.3%, so we've went up. I'm not going to do maths, but we've went up some percent, which is good. That's what we wanted to see. And again, we're even more green than what we were before. And you can now see that Rochelle's machine has a green tick to it for 2.3.1.1 for airdrop disabled on that benchmark. So again, if you are looking to achieve CIS level 1, level 2 benchmarks, or you just want to monitor it for better reporting, we can absolutely now do this through our compliance dashboard in Jamf Protect, which is awesome. Rochelle just really likes that green color. She keeps going back to it.
I know. Green is good, right?
So, Rochelle, I know everyone's thinking, How did they actually do that, though? And I'm sure you've got the answer for me.
Oh, boy, do I. Well, let me tell you how we did that with Jamf Compliance Editor. That's how. See that transition? Seamless, right? Now, I speak to about Jamf Compliance Editor with most people, well, probably whether they want to hear about it or not. I think it's one of our greatest tools. One of. We've got plenty. Now, I do get excited, maybe not as excited as Scott by remembering the numbers, but here we are. Because really, what IT admin, apart from Scott, wants to go through, trawling through all that documentation, figuring out what keys to set. I'm guessing none of you do, unless, again, we're having a good Friday night, seeing what sys benchmarks are like. So with the Compliance Editor, it's a really handy tool to essentially, configure what needs to be configured. So for configuration profiles, you can upload that directly into Jamf Pro. For anything that can't be configured by a profile, we've got you covered with scripts, extension attributes. You all get the ability to get that into Pro as well. So it's a really handy tool. It also supports iPadOS. That's a kind of fairly recent addition. So it's always trying to improve the functionality of this as the kind of landscape changes as well. Now, for those of you who are chomping at the bit, I can see it. Look at you. It's fevered. We have Rob Lee, who's going to be doing a bit of a deeper dive into compliance. So maybe by the time you get back to your desk after this, you might have an audit on your table or around the corner. Don't worry, Jamf's got you covered. So just check out Rob Lee's session. It's going to be at 3:45 in this room. So come and check him out. I've got this the wrong way around. Here we go. Now, we've talked a lot about macOS. I kind of spread the seeds of iPadOS. So don't worry, we haven't forgotten it. What we are introducing is a toolset called Jamf Routines. So Jamf Routines is, again, a really cool tool. Can you tell I'm a bit of a nerd? But essentially, it is a way for you to make your life a bit easier. It's to help with those third-party integrations. So, helping you with the functionality to automate these sort of workflows to make it a little bit more seamless, so you can maybe have a big picture view of what you want to achieve. So, essentially, what we can do is integrate, say, with notifications for Slack and Teams. I'm guessing they might have an even split of who's using Slack and who's using Teams. Now, it's built on the back end with smart groups. So what I can do here is Scott can, I've been quite a liberal iPad deployment. I haven't enforced passcode, so as you can see, passcode is not enforced. However, I've told Scott, hey, I've made the profile available in self-service. Can you just trigger that for me? So it's going to install that. It's then going to prompt for him to change his passcode into something really, really tricky. So definitely not 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see the way that his fingers are moving on the iPad, and I have a feeling we can crack the code. Now, once that's been essentially entered onto the device, I have pre-configured a smart group. So anyone that's then essentially installed that configuration has then been activated. So for Slack, I then should get a notification. And he is talking about me. Can we just like, here we go. So we can see that that's a notification today, 10:13. Oh, and we are roughly on time, so that's good. So 10:13 today, I can then see that Jamf Routines has kicked in. I've got that notification. My device has been added into the Spark group. If I'm feeling a little bit cheeky, I can also click on the Spark group, and it will take me to my Jamf Pro instance as well. Now, this is a really, really good tool, obviously, because I'm utilizing these smart groups. We all know in this room, don't we, how versatile smart groups can be. If you don't, check us out in the black shirts. We can wax lyrical about smart groups. I usually do. But, you can sort of make these as dynamic and granular as you want as well.
Perfect. So, yeah, so as Rochelle said, we have a number of templates available. We've got things like renaming a mobile device automatically after enrollment, something like that, if that's a workflow that you're looking for. I know many of you asked me about that, so it's definitely in there. And you can also install the Jamf binary automatically if it's not been installed recently. So again, it's a workflow we get asked quite a lot. As Rochelle said, you've got Slack and Teams notifications, so the world is really your oyster when it comes to being notified about what you want to see instantly, and it may be a way that you can build some more help desk automations around. Just to call out, currently Jamf Routines is hosted in the US, so that may be something you want to speak to your organization about if you do want to sign up for it. So just check that out. You do need to be a business plan customer, but if you don't know what that means, don't worry, just grab somebody in a Jamf shirt at the break and we'll be able to tell you more about that. Perfect.
So Scott mentioned kind of a security cloud. As you can see, I kind of built this with the idea to really sort of segue kind of smooth roll into the next slide. So talking about security cloud, we've added additional functionality into security cloud as well. So welcome ODCF, or on-device content filtering. So on-device content filtering essentially is a network filtering framework that's provided by Apple, wonderful people at Apple. So we're sort of harnessing that Apple architecture as well. Now, on-device, what we can do is going to highlight what this can do. So obviously, where we're going to go, Scott, where do you fancy?
I'm down with the kids. I'll go the talking and the ticking, right? Is that the...
I mean, down with the kids, that's debatable, but here we are. So let's see if you can learn what the latest dance trend is.
Yeah, I could search for TikTok.
Oh, no bueno. I don't want Scott to go and learn the dance moves. No one needs to see that. You might do later, who knows. But essentially, it gives you the increased prevention, so threat prevention, phishing protection as well, as many more, but utilizing Apple's native framework. So it's that kind of really sort of tying in with what Apple can give us the ability to do.
Yeah, so as you've seen there, that was super quick. So again, because we're doing it on device, it's really quick, but it's also really private for the user as well. So they don't need to be tracked when we're doing this as well. Just before I go on, if you do want to learn more about this, because it is actually really interesting how the underlying technology works, my colleague Alex Dove, of course he's by the bar, he will be doing a session about this later on, I believe in the NFL locker room. So yeah, if you want to learn more about this, which I would highly recommend, because again, there's a lot more that this can do. We've just given you a little taster today here. Go and watch Alex's session later today. Again, we can do more with it. Like I said, Alex will cover it, but again, you can see here we can do things like IP blocking as well. And if you do need to use other managed browsers, it can work within that as well. So lots of good content that we can do with that on-device content filter, excuse me. And like Rochelle said, this is all native to the Apple platform. So again, Apple first, Apple best, using those great tools that they provide us with.
So this is also provided within Security Cloud, but also if we've got any education customers out there as well, Safe Internet holds this as well. So that is also an option for you to utilize when you get back home. School, who knows where you're off to. Now, speaking of education, again, seamless, Jamf Safe Internet has added some new privacy and data residency features. So essentially, these are admin workflows to align with Apple's privacy model to enhance that education-focused security solution. So full privacy settings. Oh. Scott.
Like that.
Hey.
Hello.
Scott, are you busy right now?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Oh, you guys are still at that, huh? All right, hold on.
We are that.
If you don't mind, I'm just going to come up there real quick. I need help.
Yeah, sure. Come across.
I mean, yeah. So.
I appreciate it. Once again, sorry I didn't know you were still doing this, but. Rochelle, Scott, I have been trying to get some charts and graphs for John Stroessel, our CEO. He needs them like right away.
Oh, John.
Yeah. And so I've been trying to get things together, but it's just not working right. I don't know what's going on. The network, something's happening, all right? Can you help me out?
Oh,
yeah,
these C-suite,
absolutely.
They always come in when you least expect it. I thought we were about to wrap up. Scott, you've got him covered, right?
Yeah, let me just quickly remote into your machine here. All being well, the Wi-Fi will let us do this. Give it a quick go. See on it waiting. Of
Do
course,
I
it's
need to be
gonna-
connected to the Wi-Fi in order for this to work?
Absolutely, yeah.
You know,
Ge-
If you're
generally
not,
helps.
there's issues.
As long as you remember your password, we're one up. That's the main thing.
I think it's just 1 through 0. I don't know. I just like to do a quick swipe
okay.
across the board.
Well, no problem. Once this session's finished, I'll remote into your machine and we'll get that sorted for you.
Excellent. Perfect.
Perfect. Nice one.
All right.
Grand. Well, I'll
Appreciate
give you a
it.
call after. Thanks for that ringtone as well. That was good.
That's good. That's good. All right. Thank you. I don't want to keep things.
Yeah, let me just finish up with this. We'll give you a second. I mean, we know that C-suite always take priority, obviously, Sam, but
You guys are crushing it. Love it.
we've
Love
got
it.
a crowd of people here who want to know about safe internet, don't you guys? Yeah, right? So, as I was saying before, rudely interrupted, we have 2 privacy models within Safe Internet. We've got full privacy, which is kind of what, if you're utilizing Safe Internet right now, you should be used to. And then we've got balanced privacy. That gives you the ability to, see, collect some user information. But it's also built out to, if you've got any enrollment problems, how to troubleshoot that. Maybe your security team needs to investigate some sort of any security threats as well. Now, just a little caveat, a little note. If you are using Safe Internet currently and you have it deployed, it will need a redeployment because we really need to redeploy that configuration profile. Now, if it's a case where you're saying, hey, I'm an education customer, what is this Jamf Safe Internet you talk of? Again, come check us out. We'll hook you up, and we'll give you the guided tour, white glove treatment. And if it's something that you want to essentially utilize, then it's probably something to think about that privacy model before deploying, to sort of see if you want to have that information that's being brought back. Also, within data residency, we have the ability to give you some feedback of where your data is being hosted, so whether it's in the US or EU. You can request to change it as well. So, potentially you're an international school and you might need to sort of migrate things across, just reach out to us and we can help you with that as well. But
So,
have you managed to get on board?
yes. Sam has accepted. I'm into his machine, travelled across the Atlantic, and we're there now. So, that command finally got there.
I found the Wi-Fi network. It worked.
There you go. Always the user, right? That's. So, Sam, what do you need help with? It was so urgent. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Scott, I can't figure anything out. I mean, I don't know what to. I think I used Jamf check to try to get connected back, but I just need the charts and graphs, man. You know what it's like.
Okay.
The charts and graphs is what everyone needs.
No
Good old-
problem. So yeah, I can see Jamf check here. We've got some amber warnings. So, well, it's amber. I am
My mouse
colorblind,
is
but it
moving.
looks amber.
Hold on. My mouse is moving. Is that
Oh, there we go. All live in real time. Before I start, I'm just going to quickly elevate myself just to make sure I can do what I need to on this machine. And hopefully, unlike Rochelle, I'll be able to remember my passwords.
You make one
You're getting a lot of
mistake.
heat for that.
I mean, a lot. And I work with him every day, so I'm sure I won't see the end.
Oh, I got to get some wins in, right? So there we go. I've elevated myself on Sam's machine. And again, I'm going to take over the world so I can help Sam out here. So again, you can see, easy as that. All our tools working together again. Remote assist. I've done that. I've elevated through Jamf Connect. And now I'm going to quickly help him with Jamf Check. So I can see here he's installed this himself through app installers, but we've not got Jamf Check enabled here. So I can enable that. Sam, if I can ask you to put in your password, because I don't know that. Here we go, another password box. Let's see if we can get this one.
Well done, Sam.
Boom, there we go. That's what we like to see. So now we've got that in the login items. I will quickly go and refresh that, and hopefully, all being well.
Oh, wonderful. This is exactly what I need. All right, perfect. I tell you what, don't demote me for
Demote him.
29 minutes, Scott. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're
Take
all
him
set.
down.
Thanks.
Take him down. I swear, he just puts in his password once and he gets all the praise. You see what I've been doing all the time?
There we go. Anything for the C-suite, right? That's, hopefully I won't get fired after this, so that's good. That's, there we are. So so that was Jamf Remote Assist. As you can see there, one command, you're straight into the machine. And again, it's all done over HTML5. So again, you don't need to install any other tools on your admin Mac, and it's already installed via Jamf Pro on the end user's machine. just works, right? It just works. But again, you can start that. Nice part is it's privacy focused as well. So again, Sam had to allow me onto his machine there. And again, it also notifies him when I end that session. But you will also see that in the Jamf Pro logs as well. So you can see who's remoted into whose machine. And you can also stop other users from doing that. So if you don't want certain level 1 or level 2 help desk users potentially remoting into machines, you can hide that command from them as well and restrict that. So just as you would expect, we've got every angle covered. The good news is, as well, is this does support on-prem and cloud customers. So no matter which version of Jamf you're using, you'll be able to use this today in product. It is live today. Definitely recommend go testing it out because it's worth it.
Now, as we have a captive audience, it would be remiss of us to not plug. Welcome to our Jamf Nation User Conference, or JNUC for short. This year it's going to be in Nashville, Tennessee. So if you like good food, good music, amazing Jamfs and sessions, networking, it's fun times every time. So it's a really good opportunity to sort of check out what we're going to bring into product and to sort of have a bit of a learning holiday, maybe tack on a bit of a road trip, who knows. If you need maybe an ROI, reach out to your account manager. They might be able to help you sell that to the higher-ups who might be signing that check. But it's a really good opportunity to learn what we're going to be bringing to the product, but also to sort of meet other Jamfs and other sort of IT admins as well, because caring is sharing, sharing is caring, whichever way around it is.
So we're almost there, and I did promise you some resources. I see you all chatting and Googling away. So again, it was great to see how this was done today, but to actually know how to implement it yourself, again, you can find that through our Jamf certifications as well. So we have some online training, but I would also highly recommend our in-class courses as well. I do believe our services team are here today downstairs, so definitely go and check them out as well, wherever they are. Just ask a Jamf, we'll be able to guide you there. I'm a bit lost in this stadium, I'm not going to lie. It's quite big, isn't it? So we have our training team here as well today, so make sure to go talk to them. So again, like I say, it's great to know about these features, but how you actually implement them, that's where the real kind of cookie is made. Also, everything that we spoke about today is at this jamf.it/JNL what's new. So I'll say that again, jamf.it/JNL what's new. Sound like an 0800 number, don't I? So you can find everything that we spoke about today, all the features, everything that we've shown here today. You'll be able to find links on how to use that, when to use it, and how to set it up in your environment at that link. And finally, as Rochelle did tell us about those lovely Jamf admin tools, you'll be able to find them at our concepts page as well. So trusted.jamf.com/concepts is where you'll be able to find a printer manager, because that's always what you've wanted, right? So yeah, you'll be able to find all those links there. But like I say, if you just go to the What's New link, the JNL What's New, that will get you through to all those links as well. So I think that is us.
A lot of information.